Boom. This is cool, man.
Brought it down, Commander.
Return to your employer's platform, which I guess is back here, right? Nice. Had I known that those friendly turrets were going to do things, might have tried things a bit differently there, but it's cool. Like, I kind of like that feeling of wonder and discovery, you know? I haven't had that for a long time. I hope you guys are enjoying this approach. It's probably not for everybody, but I imagine that there's a fair number of you that this is your first experience with, like, BattleTech or even Mech-styled games, so...
Good to go.
I'm certainly of the opinion that it's...
Right, Commander.
There's a lot going on, and I really would like to understand as much as I can, but I think the way that you guys have been using the comments to kind of explain it has been quite helpful so far. So keep it coming if you're interested in helping out. All right, Decker.
Good to go.
Full dash, buddy.
Commander?
Ready for orders. Aye, aye.
Oh, do we actually... I wonder if we need to be... No, we're good. Brilliant work, Commander. We should have no trouble mopping up the other platforms now that their defenses are down. We got the job done. Speaking of which, I wasn't finished. These platforms won't do us much good if we can't hold them. Majesty Metals taught us that, so we're going to need your battle mechs. You're going to want to reconsider that. Why? Your lance has already been target locked by our turrets. Now, power down and surrender, and we'll let you walk. Or try to fight, and we'll tear you to shreds. Your call. Oh, there goes our goddamn payday. Hold tight, Commander. We're on our way. We just get screwed left, right, and center. Like, non-stop. Okay, destroy hostile forces. Should I just be hanging out here?
Receiving you.
Turret generator. I guess all of these turrets are turning on us. We got a vehicle coming. Yeah, okay, interesting. Let's take out the generator as quick as we can.
Locked on.
Oh, we've got flanks too. Can't trust anybody. Who would have thought? And I like how they draw us right back in there, so we're literally surrounded by all these turrets. Not a fan. Hold on, let's get you into position to shoot this thing. I love the backwards walk. That's so sick. All right, we need 50. This is overkill, but I need them all. I need them to hit.
Engaging target.
Goodbye, turrets. Takes us up to 57%, and then those 3 vehicles. That's probably it. I'm gonna run at them if I can.
Receiving you.
Not quite.
Good to go.
I could pull off something like this.
Got it.
Get that particle cannon going. I don't know if this is the right idea. Like, this thing has the most damage. That's the reason that I've kind of prioritized that, you know? And if it's long range, then that's what we need to do, I think. I love that it shows us all the breakdown, too. So it's obstructed, target moved, and, like, that's the difficulty to hit, right?
Right, Commander.
Oh, wow. Woohoo! Crushed. That's so cool.
That's a vehicle kill.
That is a vehicle killed. Good job.
Standing by.
Behemoth. Just get in here and melt these things, please. Very long or standard. Let's move over here.
Roger that.
Once I get more comfortable, too, I'll be trying to use, like, the high ground and everything much better than we're using now. Scorpion or Striker? He's got a short range and long range missile, AC-5 MG. This guy has a lot more armor, the Striker, but way less structure. Let's just give it.
On it.
Give it what we got. See, like, I'm looking at that and I can't figure out why I'm able to destroy that so easily, based on the amount of health that it had.
Standing by.
Let's get in there. I know we do extra damage to vehicles, and I think he was like 55 melee.
Vehicle trashed.
Stand by for extraction, Commander. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, and Darius? I know, Meyer, I know. You want another team meeting? Give the man a prize.
Mission successful.
Well done. We did it. We did it. Now, it looks like the only places that I can really save are after we actually load into a mission. Maybe we can save, like, in this area now if we have, like, a thing, because this is all new. Mission report. 3 years later, story mission. Well done, Commander. You made the best of a bad situation. Here's hope we don't run into another job like this one. Recapture mining platforms, engage, destroy enemy units, and survive. Get some cash like this. Mercenary Review Board. Your rating with the Merc Review Board indicates how trusted and effective your mercenary company is. A high MRB rating will earn you respect from fellow mercenaries and mech warriors for hire. Cool. I'm pretty sure this is a known thing that they're fixing. This, like, blank thing. Cannot gain reputation with this faction. So Darius and Majesty Metals and Manufacturing cannot gain reputation. Wow. Mission report. Okay, cool. Extra XP for everybody. I like this. Shows which kills they got. Looks like the stuff in the red is stuff that's completely ruined that we probably have to fix. Am I guessing correctly? Oh, here. Injured 15 days, 11 days. I gotcha. That's to repair this structure damage, right? I think so. Try to angle your attack, take advantage of your enemies. Alright, cool. Vulnerable armor locations. Man, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, but I think I have, like, a basic grasp of it. A basic grasp. But it sure is exciting to, like, have that sense of discovery, you know? Meyer. You need to start finding us better clients, Darius. I mean it. We've been slumming it in the ass end of the frontier for 3 years now, and we're drowning in debt. Yeah, I'm fully aware of our financial situation, Meyer, but I can't just conjure up new clients out of thin air. Christopher, do me a solid and back me up on this. If we're really that hard up for cash, we need to stop talking and start doing something about it. Yang Vertanen, Chief Mech Tech. Hey, you'll hear no arguments from me. When we made you our commander, we all agreed to follow your lead. Darius, could you walk us through the details of this trouble we're in? Might help if you broke things down point by point. Darius says, sure thing, Yang. Point 1, Meyer's right. We are in debt. Every C-bill we make is technically the bank's money. C-bill is valued at 1 millisecond of HPG transmission time. Jeez, okay. It's currency. Point 2, this corner of the frontier is a dead zone for mercenary work. There are clients, but they're terrible. That's just a fact. And that's it. There are no other points. So, like, what's our best case scenario? How many jobs will it take to repay the loans? Truthfully, I can't even say. We're in a pretty deep hole, and from where I'm standing, I don't see a whole lot of daylight. The thing is, these banks, I use that word loosely, they don't want us to pay off our loans. They'll do whatever they can to get away with, to keep us on the hook. Hit us with fees, jack up our interest rates, misfile our paperwork. I'm trying to find a way out of this, but it's going to take time. And every day that passes, we accumulate more debt. If we're going like we have been, we're screwed. So I don't suppose we can just refuse to pay. We've got battle mechs. I'm sure they do too, as we've seen. It wouldn't be a very good idea, Christopher. The banks won't come to us, or wouldn't come for us themselves. They'd hire mercenaries. And you already know how hard up frontier mechs are for work. If we stiff the banks, they'll wind up dead or in a debtor's prison. And out here in the frontier, they're basically the same thing. Okay, so we're in a bad spot. What are we going to do about it? I don't see what else we can do, Christopher. Only my mom calls me Christopher. You know, I regret typing that in there. I'm already serving up every legitimate contract I can. Unless you want me to sidestep the mercenary review board entirely, we're basically out of options. Go around the MRB? Yeah, no thanks. Taking an uncertified job is a great way to wind up with a knife in your back. Yeah, but we just got betrayed on a board-certified contract. How much worse could it get? Plenty. What happened down there was an exception, boss. With uncertified jobs, it's the rule. Remind me again why we don't just skip town and head to a nicer corner of the periphery? Because the banks and the jump ship crews have an arrangement. Until we pay up, they're going to keep us on a short leash. Jump ships are space-going vessels capable of faster-than-light travel, using massive Kearney Fushida drives to instantly jump from one planetary system to another. Commercial interstellar travel involves riding a dropship from the planet to the jump point, docking the dropship to a jump ship for transit to a new system, and then riding the dropship back down to the destination planet. It's a good reason. Look, Darius, Meyer's right. We need to start earning some real money, and we need to do it soon. It's only a matter of time before something breaks down that I can't fix with duct tape and good intentions. Cool, so there are some origin things. Look, I had to work a few uncertified jobs when I was asked to leave my home system. It's risky, but it's better than going hungry. You hear that, Darius? The voice of experience speaks. Going around the MRB might kill us, sure. So might 1,000 other things, but I'd rather die trying than give up and accept the inevitable. Okay, it's settled then. I'll start digging for contracts outside the MRB system. Who knows? Maybe it'll work out for the best. It isn't like we've got all that much to lose. In the meantime, we need to find another paying job, and our prospects in the system have completely dried up. I'd recommend booking travel to a neighboring system and seeing what the review board has for us. With any luck, we'll find enough work to keep going until something better rolls in. So, mercenary contracts. This is probably where things start to open up for us. Our top priority right now needs to be finding work so we can raise cash. None of the contracts here are very good. I picked out the only viable one I could find, and it helpfully includes our travel fees as part of the deal. Come by the command center if you want to review it. The banks are holding our jump ship across our access hostage until we repay our debts. For now, we can only go between Urkruin and the nearby systems of Alloway, Bellerafin, and Detroit. Come to navigation when you're ready to travel. Okay. Battle mech repairs needed. We're gonna need some mech repairs before our next contract, boss. Can't go into combat like this. See me in the mech bay when you're ready. Cool. Odds Marauders. 682,000 whatevers. Game is saved. Behemoth out of action. Manage tasks. Cool. Hiring hall, store, system that we're in, timeline. Check this out. 29 days, 240,000 operating costs per month. Man, there's a lot going on. We've got 3 mech tech points, 8 medical points are generated each day and spent to heal injured mech warriors. Medical points applied to all injured mech warriors simultaneously. Mech tech. These are generated each day and spent to repair or customize battle mechs. Tech points only apply to 1 mech task at a time, so additional tasks are queued to be worked on next. He said go to the mech base. Let's go here. Look at this. Oh, this is so cool. This is the mech tech. Bays or Yang? Let's talk to Yang. Hey, boss, welcome to the mech lab. My own little piece of heaven right here on the ship. Something I can help you with. Yeah, I want an assessment on the Leopard. How much trouble are we in? Dunno, I mean, we're doing okay at the moment, but give it a few months, maybe a year. You know how it goes. Eventually, everything falls apart. Maybe our drive system will give out. Maybe some debris will perforate the hull. Who knows? But on that day, we're going to need to be able to cover our repair costs. And if we can't, well, that'll be bad. Okay, I've got questions about the mech bay. Yeah, hit me. I'll do what I can to answer. I mean, I don't want to wax poetic or nothing, but the mech bay is where the magic happens, boss. It's the beating heart of a mercenary outfit. Okay, tutorial for mech bay. Anything I should know about the mech bays themselves? Beyond each cubicle holding one battle mech, not much. It's all about capacity. The more mech bays we have, the more mechs we can keep battle ready. And the more mechs we have battle ready, the more flexibility you have in your deployment options. Okay. Let's say we had 2 blackjacks, for example. A decent medium mech for sure. I know your family gave you yours. One could be loaded out with lots of energy weapons for use in colder environments where they can bleed heat quickly. Oh, that's another thing to consider. The other identical blackjack could be loaded out with ballistic weapons that require ammo but generate much less heat, smart for deploying in warmer climates or in a vacuum where heat dissipation is lower. Gotcha. And why use mech storage? A few reasons. First, we have limited capacity in the mech bay, so we need to store the overstock for eventual sale or for use in the future. Second, we don't pay upkeep costs on mechs and storage. That's a business thing though, not my department. Okay. We need to store overstock. We don't pay upkeep costs on mechs and storage. Third, and this is important, whenever we pick up a partial mech salvage from the battlefield, I put it in storage for you. If we gather or buy enough partial mech salvage to complete a battle mech chassis, my team will assemble it right away. You let me know if you want to keep it in storage or have it ready for combat. Battle mechs are expensive as hell, so assembling one of salvage is our best bet for expanding our roster. Alright, what happens when a mech goes into or gets readied from storage? When you send a mech chassis into storage, our mech techs dismount all its weapons and equipment and place them in your inventory for use on another chassis. A chassis can stay in storage indefinitely, and don't worry about storage capacity, boss. I'll make it fit, don't you worry. Alright. Okay, let me ask you about something else. Oh, now, getting a stored battle mech ready for a combat drop is a different animal. My techs will need a couple of days to bring an empty chassis up from storage. Once the chassis is back in the mech bay, you'll need to select its loadout from our equipment inventory so that we can start a refit. The time and cost of a refit is dependent on the type and amount of equipment you choose. Jesus. Alright, let me ask you about something else. Mech components. I've been wondering about the components you can put into our mechs. One of my favorite topics. In the mech bay, you can browse all the equipment we have available in inventory. There are 2 types of components I can install on battle mechs. Weapons and equipment. So we've got like all the different types. Ballistic weapons. These are things like the autocannon that pack a good punch. There's very little heat, and they can destabilize an enemy if they hit enough. But they are, you know, ballistic, so they require ammo. And ammo can explode, if it takes a hit in combat, which is bad news all around. Ballistic weapons are also pretty heavy and can take up a lot of space on a mech. Strengths and weaknesses, boss. Strengths and weaknesses. So then we got energy, which generate more heat, right? They don't use ammo if they generate a lot of heat, right? So you may need to invest in additional heat sinks to keep your mech cool if you choose an energy-heavy loadout. Alright? Since they're intense beams of coherent light, energy weapons are great for cutting things up, but they aren't much good at destabilizing an enemy. The particle projector cannon is the one big exception to that rule. In addition to the massive damage it can inflict, a hit from a PPC can destabilize an enemy, maybe even slow it down a bit. The PPC generates a metric shit ton of heat, but it's worth it, boss. And if that wasn't enough, it was a mild EM punch that screws with the enemy's targeting systems. Electromagnetic. Alright. What about missile weapons? Missile weapons are my favorite. Yeah, they require ammo and generate moderate heat, but the pounding they can deliver can destabilize an enemy faster than most other weapons. Having multiple projectiles in a shot means you're almost always guaranteed at least a single hit. Gotcha. So, when it says, like, we're firing 4 missiles at 85%, is each individual missile 85% chance to hit, or is the batch of 4 of them 85% chance to hit? Sounds like each individual. Long-range missiles are also capable of indirect fire. If one of your units has line of sight on an enemy, it can act as a spotter. Oh, cool. Okay, so the lobbing over top, which we have been able to do, it's not just like, we can't just lob it over. We have to have the line of sight to be able to direct it. That's, okay, awesome. With a spotter, a mech equipped with long-range missiles can stay behind cover and arc its missiles to hit the enemy. Spotter can increase your launcher's effective range, too. Granted, the enemy can do the same to you, but that's someone else's problem. Support weapons. Support weapons are lighter than the others. Small lasers, machine guns, that kind of thing. I programmed our targeting computers to automatically fire them after a melee attack if they're activated. Okay. I've seen commanders order refits that remove most conventional weapons to double down on support weapons. With the right melee enhancing components, they can field monsters capable of point-blank devastation. Okay, what other kind of equipment are we talking about here? It's a big list, boss. I suggest you check the store in every system we travel to. You never know what you'll find. I can install stronger cockpits to reduce the injuries our mech warriors will take, arm actuators that increase melee damage, range finders that increase the range at which enemies can be visually acquired, all sorts of stuff. All take up critical slots in a battle mech, some add weight too. Keep your eyes open for them and give them a good once-over before you buy one, so you know what you're getting into. Now, putting powerful weapons and equipment on your mechs is fine and all, but remember, the trade-off is always minor. There's always armor, sorry. You know what they say, the best defense is strong offense. Okay, good to know. I heard that some manufacturers develop better versions of some weapons. Yeah, true that. Different manufacturers tweak their weapons to deliver more damage, have higher accuracy, destabilize the enemy, a bunch of stuff. The trick is to finding them. They're rare out there in the periphery. So when you see one in a store or a salvage pile, I always mark it with a plus for you so I can identify it easily. Okay, cool. Let me ask about something else. That's really helpful. How do I repair a mech after battle? Whenever you return from mission, stop by the mech bay here to tell me which mechs you want to have repaired. I'm not going to assume anything. You run this outfit, so you tell me what to spend time and money on. Okay, that's not completely true. If I see armor missing from a battle mech, I'm going to repair it automatically, which, okay, that you guys had actually shared that with me earlier. It's standard procedure, and we have so much scrap armor lying around that you should consider armor repairs to be free. Now, if you tell me to repair a mech containing destroyed equipment, the techs will strip that off automatically too. I'll list the equipment they strip, but you're going to want to replace it with something. Anyway, like I was saying, armor repairs are free. Internal structure, on the other hand, takes time and C-bills. If a mech structure is damaged or missing, I'll flag it for you in orange. Just order the repair, confirm the time and cost, and I'll get into our work queue. All right? And what if I want to change a loadout? Ooh, now you're talking, boss. You bet you can refit a mech. You can repair it at the same time, too. Just select the battle mech and order the refit. That'll bring it to the mech lab. Okay. And what can I do in the mech lab? It's where you let me know what kind of modifications you want to make. It takes time and money. Gotcha. How long do repairs normally take? Depends on the mech bay conditions you're working in. A good mech bay with advanced scaffolding and equipment is faster than one you'll find on a standard Leopard. Okay. Leopard is like the overall ship that we're on, I think. I display our mech bay's efficiency and mech tech points on your travel display under the finances. Gotcha. Higher the rating, the faster the repairs. Okay. How do I know what a mech is good at in the first place? Great question. There are a lot of different battle mechs out there, and it's hard to know what they were built to do just by looking at them. I mean, I can, of course, but that I'm me. You, on the other hand, are going to need some help. Thankfully, I'm a helpful guy. If you check the technical readouts in the mech lab, you'll find that I've included thoughts about each mech's off-the-rack purpose or stock role. They're only opinions, mind you, but you might find them useful. All right. Seems to know your way around a battlefield, Yang. Any advice? Okay, cool. This will be helpful. Okay, so heat. Can't emphasize enough, watch your heat. Your mech warriors are sitting on a walking fusion reactor out there. Using jump jets and firing weapons generates heat, sometimes a lot of it. If one of your mechs gets too hot, you could do damage to its internal structure, or worse, shut down the engine in the middle of combat, leaving it a sitting duck. How can I affect heat? Each weapon system on the battle mech can be toggled on or off each time it takes an action. Most mech warriors keep their heat low by toggling off weapons with lower chances to hit. Sometimes you've got a solid chance to hit with everything in your arsenal. That's when you've got to experiment by toggling a few off to make sure you stay below the red line. Alright. And watch the terrain. Moving your mechs into water or over ice helps cool them down. How can I make it more heat efficient? Note that your mech's heat rating in the mech lab and install more heat sinks on it if you find that it runs hot in combat. Heat sinks vent plasma from the mech's engine, and do a lot to dissipate the buildup from jump jets and weapon fire. Heat sinks are your friend. Alright. Stability. Stability is a smart thing for a commander to understand. Getting pummeled by weapon fire is a good way for a mech to become destabilized. Walking over rough terrain doesn't help much either. Destabilized mechs can't sprint in combat, and they're vulnerable to falling if hit hard enough while in that state. Tell me how to make my battle mechs less vulnerable to weapon fire. Few things you can think of. Evasion, cover, bracing. This is awesome. He's like explaining all of the mechanics now. So evasion, the short form version is this. The further a unit goes, the more evasive it becomes. Shooting a moving target is hard, and shooting a faster target is harder. When you order a mech to move in combat, note the number of angled chevrons your command software assigns it. The more chevrons, those little white chevrons, are displayed, the harder it'll be to hit. Same for the enemy. Okay, I thought evasion was only damage reduction, so I think I misunderstood that. Evasion is straight up evasion then. Or no, I'm confusing that with forest cover. That's my bad. Evasion's evasion. Cover. Battle mechs kind of big, aren't they? Yeah, they're big, scary, and dangerous, and hard to hit standing in forests and other terrain features. Standing behind buildings or hills is good too. If the enemy can't see you, they're gonna have a hard time hitting you. It's all about line of sight. Think about it. Think about it all the time. Your enemy is, I guarantee it. If they can see you, a little red eyeball will appear above them in your command software. Gotcha. Mastiff taught me to brace my mech, but that doesn't make it harder to hit. No, bracing your mech won't make it harder to hit, but it should buffer some of the damage you'll take by half or so. So think about it, eh? All right, cool. This is great. I think that might be all for now, though. Yeah, I think that's all for now. Thanks, Yang. It's awesome, dude. Sure, boss. We can pick it back up later if you want. All right. Let's ask about him. We've gotten this far. It's a long story, boss. Shortest version I can give you. I signed on after I served my term in the war fighting for the Capellans. If you want to know more, you can ask whatever you want. Otherwise, let's get back to talking shop. Let's just find out why he left. After my tour of Duroty was up, you mean? I don't know. It was just time for a change. Besides, the place wasn't for me anymore. In a way, it never really was. I learned a lot from my time in the service. Got a first-hand view of the elitist bullshit that saturates Capellan culture. How it rewards highborn idiots at the common people's expense. Speaking as a thoroughly common man, that shit didn't sit right with me. When my tour was over, I walked away and never looked back. I probably would have done the same. Oh, for what it's worth, I'm glad you walked away. You brought my mech back from the brink more than once. Sure. Yeah, it was way more than once if memory serves. Still, I appreciate the kind words, and for what it's worth, I'm happy to be here with this crew. Going career military would have been an enormous mistake. Alright. Cool. That was actually really helpful. I hope that helped you guys as well. So if we go into the bays, we definitely need to do repairs. It's gonna take 2 days. The Blackjack. Did we not need repairs? Oh, it's the pilots, maybe? This is the Shadowhawk. Spider. 1 day to repair this. And maybe because, I know we need to repair this, but maybe because the pilots are out of action? Is that what's going on there? No mech selected. We got storage. We can, like, filter, I guess. Components. Equipment here. Man, this is, like, so crazy. I'm just gonna do the repairs, and then we'll, like, hope for the best. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys, and, I'll continue to go through this stuff. I think what I'm gonna do is, we'll probably jump into, like, the contract soon, or maybe if we just advance time so that we get our mechs repaired and get these guys back, maybe that's what we have to do. But I'll try to figure that part out on my own so I'm not fumbling as much. I do think that going through the mech bay tutorial stuff is probably good so that we're all on the same page. But hopefully you guys are okay with me going through some of that because it's very detailed. I totally understand. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one, okay? Take care.